What's up everyone, OJ here, welcome back to another video. Today we've got some huge information for you, but before we get into that, please make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe if you enjoy the daily content on the channel. Remember guys, every single day, Monday through Sunday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, we've got brand new videos for you guys in the best quality I can do. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into today's topics, and we're starting off with a huge anime sale going down on the Nintendo Switch eShop. This is Bandai Namco's biggest sale to date when it comes to all of their cool anime games that they do have on the Nintendo Switch. And I wanted to highlight some of my favorite picks from this list because I've pretty much played every single game here, but you guys will see a full list right here of the different games that you can pick up, the sale prices, the normal standard prices, and everything. Now looking down this list here guys, there's a few picks that I want to highlight, and that is Dragon Ball FighterZ. I don't think you can say Bandai Namco without talking about some Dragon Ball Z action. Now the game for some reason is still $59.99 on the eShop because hey, you know what, eShop, but now we got it down to $9.59. If you're looking for a fast-paced, really cool, good playing anime fighting game, Dragon Ball FighterZ is definitely your pick there at $9.59, under $10. Fantastic deal. Now if you're looking for some more anime action and maybe a sense of fighting against a bunch of monsters and teaming up with your friends that's not Monster Hunter, check out God Eater 3. It's a Monster Hunter style of game, going into missions, going and fighting different stuff, getting experience, and kind of collecting different weapons, but working together with your team, a variety of different classes. It's actually very different from Monster Hunter, but it has a similar type of premise in terms of what you do in the game. I actually really like God Eater 3. There's a demo on the eShop as well, so you can try it out there, and it's only $14.99, so not bad on that front either. Now if you want to jump down, obviously if you're a big My Hero fan, My Hero 1's Justice and My Hero 1's Justice 2, they're both arena fighters and they play well, but just remember they are arena fighters, but both of them are very true to the anime. They play well, they work well on the Nintendo Switch, so you can't go too wrong with those games as well. But also Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition, you get 2 games in one and it's only 20 bucks. So pretty good there as well. So there's a lot of different games on here. If you're a One Piece and also a Warriors game fan or Muso style game fan, you have One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 and One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. Both of those are on there. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 Deluxe Edition is only $7.99, so pretty good deal there as well. Plus, Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet Complete Edition, which gives you like 5 million hours worth of content. That's under $10 at $9.59. Or if you want to go with more of the, I would say like melee type of combat game, you have Sword Art Online Hollow Realization Deluxe Edition too. So I haven't played that one, but I've played Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, and it actually works pretty well. It runs pretty well on the Nintendo Switch too. Plus probably my biggest pick, which game that I like the most out of all these, and that would definitely be Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. That is one of my favorite RPGs that I've ever played when it originally came out on the Xbox 360, and now it's on the Nintendo Switch. You're going to get a lot of value and a lot of fun for $12.49. Not bad at all. So these deals do go through May 26th at 11:59 p.m. PT / May 27th at 2:59 a.m. ET. What do you guys think about this? Planning on picking up any of these titles? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. The Nintendo Switch has quite a bit of domination when it comes to the Amazon sales charts for 2021. Now, we've covered different games and how they launch on the system. I've discussed that in live streams, but it's been a while since I've given you guys a good old-fashioned physical game sales Amazon update. And right now in 2021, the Switch is kind of dominating because Switch is the only current generation platform when it comes to from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo that support physical games on all their models. That's something that's very important, and it pays dividends in these Amazon sales, which you have to remember, Amazon is the largest video game retailer so far, especially with the pandemic that's been going on. So if you look at 2021 so far, we can see the best selling games, and it does show some Nintendo Switch domination there. So at number 1, Super Mario 3D World World plus Bowser's Fury is still the #1 game, which is very impressive. That game is going to go on to sell a ton of copies. Then next up, it's going to be Minecraft, a PC download card there. So Minecraft's still doing its thing. The #3, very impressive to see this, but then again, maybe not. And it's Ring Fit Adventure on the Nintendo Switch. #4, which this one is probably the most surprising considering it just came out a few weeks ago, and that is new Pokemon Snap. It's already the 4th best selling game in 2021 so far, and it's only been out for a few weeks. That's extremely good considering what's already came out this year. So very good to see new Pokemon Snap do so well. It's also #1 when it comes to new release sales as well. So it's continued to hold that sale, which we'll talk about in a little bit because there's another big game that came out that dropped quite a bit. Then after that, we have Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is just the forever evergreen game, so we know that game's always going to be there and doing well. So that was #5. #6 was Just Dance, which continues to sell on the Nintendo Switch. Then after that was The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I think people are getting ready for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. And on top of that, you can get discounts on a lot of these first-party games on Amazon. That's $47.99 for a 4+-year-old game. I mean, so you're paying about $10 or so per year. That's not too bad, right? No, but the game is absolutely phenomenal. All joking aside, it's so good. So yeah, people are still playing that. Then Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is after that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is after that. And guess what? This game that we all thought was yeeted off the existence of Earth, Super Mario 3D All-Stars on the Nintendo Switch. It's still available. You can pick it up. It's $49.94. It's on Amazon. It's definitely there for you to buy. And then rounding out that top 10 is Monster Hunter Rise, which that game is continuing to sell extremely well across the world. Another 170,000 units in Japan for the past week, which is just insane, not including digital, because you know that game's racking up those numbers digital as well. So very good to see Nintendo Switch dominating the way that it is. Obviously, you have stuff like the Nintendo Switch system itself has taken advantage of having just way more systems than Microsoft and Sony, because you have the Animal Crossing Switch, you have the regular Switch that's in the top list here too. So Switch is just kind of rolling along here, doing very well, and that's going to pay dividends in this upcoming E3 based on how well the system's been doing for the past year, 2 years, because now we're going to maybe see some of these projects that these developers have been working on for the Switch because of the explosive sales. So it all goes in a cycle here, guys. Great sales equals more games in terms of what it can do. No sales equals less games. So it's good to see the Nintendo Switch continuing to sell well, and seeing third-party games in this top list is very good. Very good to see third-party games, a few of them there. Stuff like Monster Hunter Rise, obviously Just Dance, but still, at least it's there. So what do you guys think about this here when it comes to Nintendo Switch domination for 2021 so far, physical game sales on Amazon? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now I wanted to move on to another topic here, guys, and I don't want you guys to be too alarmed by this, because remember, it could mean a multitude of things. But did the first big new PlayStation IP release here for the PlayStation 5 flop? Did it flop? Returnal on the PlayStation 5 has dramatically lost its position on the Amazon sales charts. Now, usually, once again, I track the Amazon sales charts, what games are doing well. If you look at the hot new releases, which anything that's been released in the past like month or 2 months, if it's still tracking on the sales charts, it will be there. Now, at the same time, new Pokemon Snap and also Returnal came out pretty much the same day. So it was going to be interesting to see kind of the comparisons and what's going on there. And it was a test for the $70 game, especially $70 new IP that reviewed extremely well and plays well. But how did it do when it comes to the sales? And it's not looking so hot right now. So here in the Amazon sales charts for the US, new Pokemon Snap is still #1 on the hot new releases. You have Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is just an absolute amazing collection of 3 legendary games. I highly recommend that. I've been playing it so much this past weekend, and it's very good. So that's #2. #3 is Miitopia, so it also tracks pre-orders as well, pre-order sales. Then after that is Mass Effect the Legendary Edition, the digital and physical for Xbox. Ratchet and Clank is up there in the top list. You have Resident Evil Village, Subnautica, Monster Hunter, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, Resident Evil Village on the Xbox, Biomutant on the PS4, Resident Evil Village on the PS5, MLB The Show, Subnautica on the PS4. Then you have Shin Megami Tensei, Crash, Mario Golf Super Rush, Hades, Resident Evil Village Deluxe Edition. Then you have Game Builder Garage, Pokemon Snap on the digital edition of that, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. You have Nier Replicant, MLB The Show on the PS4, and then after that, it's finally Returnal. After all of those games that I mentioned on hot new releases, finally Returnal gets there. So it's dropped significantly because it was actually up to number 2 or 3 around the time that it came out, and even shortly after, and it's dropped quite a number of spots below games that have been out for a little bit, right? Like Nier Replicant or even Plants vs. Zombies, stuff like that. And the pre-order games are starting to crush it too, like Mario Golf Super Rush, and also even a game that's been out for a while like Crash 4, It's About Time for the Nintendo Switch, is above it. And if you compare that with what's going on in Japan, and obviously you can't take what's going on in Japan as like, okay, this is like the be-all end-all. I'm just combining what we saw with the Amazon sales charts because Sony doesn't give any solid numbers. Now combine that with Japan, and the launch week sales for Returnal are the lowest that I've seen for a huge PlayStation mainline game in quite some time. So Returnal actually only sold on the PlayStation 5 in Japan 6,573 units, not including digital. Only 6,000 units, not even 10,000 units for a big first-party PlayStation game. That definitely seems low, and I know the PlayStation 5 is still, you know, not very big in Japan. It's not going to be big in Japan, but usually they do a little bit better when it comes to the games. Now, what we don't know with all this, guys, is the digital sales. Remember, there are a large number of digital PlayStation 5s that are out there, so people could be downloading it more on the PSN store. That is definitely a thing that's out there. On top of that, Sony didn't send a ton of copies of this game physical, so you also have to keep that in mind. Although Amazon isn't having any sellouts, from what I understand, I didn't see any point to where it wasn't available, so it's not like they burned through all their stock in terms of what they had. But I know that retail stores here in the US did not have a lot of copies of Returnal. But it's going to be interesting to see exactly how well that game does or doesn't do. I know Sony doesn't always talk about sales numbers, and they're definitely not talking about PS5 software sales numbers at this point, just because it's so early in the game. Not as many people have a PlayStation 5. So we'll see what actually goes down with the PS5 sales numbers and with Returnal. But based off of this right here, it definitely might have flopped even with the install base of the PlayStation 5 being lower, because you have people buying more copies of, like, let's say Resident Evil 8, for example, on the PS5 than you have with Returnal, a big first-party PlayStation IP that was definitely hyped up quite a bit. So we'll see what Sony has to say, or if they'll say anything at all. So Returnal might have flopped, but we still have to wait for the final tally here, or even to see what Sony says. But what are your thoughts on this, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.